guys, Sam Rhino here with another video. So in this video, we're going to take a look at clear image zoom. No, it's not anything new or anything groundbreaking. It's been in Sony cameras for a long time, but I think a lot of people overlook it, including myself. I mean, I've been shooting Sony for a long time now, and I never really used it too much. I always thought it was something that's gimmicky or it's not going to look that great. But this year, as Osprey started coming in and started nesting, in the spring, I started to shoot Osprey nests, and I started to experiment with it, and that's when I realized how useful of a tool it is and how good it looks. It's great for shooting nests because it lets you get up close and get really good useful footage that looks great without disturbing sensitive wildlife that's nesting. So it's incredible use for that. You can also use it in a pinch as a telescope. If you want to see something that's really far out, what it's doing or what kind of bird it is, you can use it for that. But for me, I like using it for shooting nests or anything that I want to get that's far away and I want to get up close to it. And with using different combinations like the 1.4 teleconverter, the 2-time teleconverter, using crop mode, and on top of that clear image zoom, you can get some really incredible distance. And I'm going to show you how, using the combination of these things, you can get up to the 2700 millimeters. Yes, I said 2700 millimeters. I'm going to show you how you get to that. I'm going to show you how you use clear image zoom. One thing to keep in mind, you're going to need a really good tripod. Footage can get really shaky if you're not using a steady base for this. I personally use ProMediaGear. They're fantastic. If you haven't seen my video about how great the customer service is, check it out. But you can use whatever you want. I'm just letting you know what I use. But you're definitely going to need something steady like that. I normally don't use a lot of tripods. I'm not a big tripod guy, but for this, you really need it, and you need a good one if you want to do this successfully. Anyway, let's get started with this. I'm going to show you a lot of examples of what it looks like, a 600 plus 1.4 teleconverter plus 2-time teleconverter. Show you the difference on top of crop mode with clear image zoom. We're going to take a look at a lot of examples and get into this, and let's talk about it, and let's go. I guess let's go. All right, let's go. So the first thing you're going to want to do is enable clear image zoom. And the way you're going to do that is you're going to go into the menu under option 9 under zoom. Now, if you see it grayed out like that, most likely you're in 4K 120p mode. So you're going to want to switch to 4K 60. That's the mode that I always use it in. Once you switch to 4K 60, then you're going to go back into the menu and under option 9 again, under zoom. Now you're going to see under zoom range, there's an option for clear image zoom. Mine is already enabled, so go ahead and enable yours. So now the next step is that you're going to want to assign a button to activate the zoom. And the beauty about Sony cameras is that you can pick any button to do whatever you want. For me, I chose the little trash can button, and once I hit that button, it activates it, and then I use the dial it's in the back of the camera to go from 1.0 to 1.5 depending on how much clear image zoom I want to use. One thing to note here real quick, if you do switch to 4K 120 and you try to engage clear image zoom, you're going to get this weird error message. It's going to say invalid with this lens. And it honestly doesn't make any sense to me because it has nothing to do with the lens. It's a mode that you're shooting in that gives you that error message. So it's kind of confusing. It doesn't make any sense, honestly. So now that we got all the boring stuff out of the way, now let's get to the good stuff and what you really want to see, which is the footage and clear image zoom and how this all works. So let's get into this. So the first thing we're going to look at here, this is a bald eagle and it's at 600 millimeter. This is a still shot just to show you a reference point of how far away the eagle is. This is uncropped. And next we're going to see footage at 4K 60 in crop mode, 1.5 crop mode. And now this next here, we're going to engage the clear image zoom at 1.5 clear image zoom, which is the max that you could do. And you're going to see that how much closer we are now, and you're still getting some fantastic footage. And the light that day was awful. It was late in the day, in a winter day, so it was already getting dark. And on top of that, it was an overcast day and it was foggy out. And you can still see that we still got some really nice footage and it still looks great for horrible light conditions. So this works great, and we didn't need anything else other than just engaging crop mode and clear image zoom. So here's a red-tailed hawk nest. Again, this is 600 millimeter, just to give you a reference point of how far away this is. This is uncropped. Now we're going to go to 4K 60 in a 1.5 crop mode with a 1.4 teleconverter. The reason I was using the 1.4 teleconverter right off the bat is it was raining pretty hard, and I didn't want to mess around with switching teleconverters in the middle of the rain for obvious reasons. So if this was the only footage that I captured that day, I'd be really happy with this, even though it was raining and it was pretty dark out in miserable light conditions. This was still a really nice video. But now we're going to take it up another notch. We're going to engage the clear image zoom. And guys, this looks amazing. I mean, look, this looks like I'm 10 feet away, but you know, it's such a valuable tool because you saw how far away I was, and I'm not disturbing sensitive wildlife while they're feeding, while they're nesting. It's an amazing tool for that. And, you know, you can use it at any time. And now, you know, after the feeding was done, I wanted to show you what it looks like with a 2-time teleconverter. So I ran to the car and switched it really quick. And guys, honestly, this almost looks too close now. I actually had to back off the clear image zoom a little bit as it was cutting off a little bit of the bird. And I had a feeling she was about to take off. So I didn't, you know, I wanted to capture that, and she did take off. But, you know, again, this is an amazing tool. I ignored it for too long. You know I sound excited here. That's because I am. I'm really happy I started experimenting with this, and I really suggest that you start using and experiment with it yourself. It's a really, really, really valuable tool. So I know in the beginning I said I would tell you how you get to 2700 millimeter. So here we go. So 600 millimeter times 1.5 crop. Now you're at 900 millimeter. You take that 900 millimeter, you throw on a 2-time teleconverter, 900 times 2, that's 1800 millimeter. I hope I'm not making your head hurt. I know math makes my head hurt, so sorry about that. But now you're going to take that 1800 millimeter times the 1.5 clear image zoom, and now you're at 2700 millimeter. Pretty incredible, guys. And one thing I forgot to mention before, you know, if you don't own a teleconverter and you want to you know, get a little closer to something, this is like having a 1.5 teleconverter built right into your camera. So it's really incredible if you need that little extra reach when you're doing video. All right, guys, I'm going to show you some more examples with a little music. So I hope you enjoy, and let's go. So I hope you enjoyed this video. As you can see how useful clear image zoom is, I hope you give it a try. You know, I feel that clear image zoom gets no respect. It's like the Rodney Dangerfield of zooms. Hey, I tell you, clear image zoom, it gets no respect. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, guys, happy shooting and talk to you later.